I loved the water. From the very first time I set foot on a boat, I felt an unexplainable connection. From a young age, I felt drawn to its vastness. The endless horizon seemed to call out to me, promising adventures and mysteries yet to be discovered. The gentle rocking of a boat soothed me. It was like being cradled in the arms of a loving parent, a sense of security and comfort that I couldn't find anywhere else. I found peace in the rhythm of the waves. Sailing became my passion, my escape from the chaos of everyday life. The water was my sanctuary. I loved the feel of the wind in my hair. It was a reminder of freedom, of the boundless possibilities that lay ahead. I loved the challenge of harnessing its power. The wind and the waves tested my skills, pushing me to my limits and beyond. The open water was my escape. It was a place where I could be myself, away from the expectations and pressures of the world. But I had a secret struggle. Despite my love for the water, there was a part of me that was always at war. My emotions were like the sea itself, unpredictable. Sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. They could change in an instant, leaving me feeling lost and adrift. I knew this about myself. It frustrated me. I wanted to be steady, like the boats I sailed, but my emotions often got the better of me. I wanted to be in control. I wanted to navigate my own life with the same confidence and skill that I navigated the waters. But it was a constant battle, one that I was determined to win. One day, I set out on a solo sail. The day was perfect. The sky was blue, the sun was warm. A light breeze filled my sails. I smiled, feeling at peace. I breathed deeply, enjoying the moment. But I knew, deep down, that weather can change quickly, especially at sea. As if on cue, the wind picked up. The gentle breeze became a gust. The peaceful rocking turned choppy. The change was sudden. 1 minute, tranquility. The next, a battle against the elements. The choppy water mirrored my rising anxiety. I fought to control the boat. My heart raced, my mind filled with doubt. Would I be able to handle the storm? Just then, I noticed something. A child's balloon floating high above the water. It bobbed and weaved in the wind. Yet it remained aloft. It didn't fight the wind. It flowed with it. Sarah watched the balloon, mesmerized. It floated effortlessly, capturing her attention completely. She couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder as she observed its gentle movements. It was so light, so carefree. The balloon seemed to embody a sense of freedom that Sarah longed for. It moved with such grace, unburdened by the worries that weighed her down. The wind tossed it about, yet it continued to dance in the air. No matter how strong the gusts, the balloon adapted, finding its rhythm amidst the chaos. A stark contrast to Sarah's own struggle for control. She often felt like she was fighting against the currents of her life, trying to maintain a sense of stability. She realized something in that moment. Watching the balloon, a thought began to form in her mind. It was a simple yet profound realization. The balloon wasn't fighting the wind. It was riding it. It moved with the flow, allowing the wind to guide its path. It was adapting to the changing currents. The balloon's ability to go with the flow was something Sarah admired. The realization struck her like a bolt of lightning. What if she could do the same? What if she could learn to navigate her emotions with the same grace? Could she do the same with her emotions? Could she learn to let go of the need for control and instead ride the waves of her feelings? Could she learn to ride the waves of her feelings instead of constantly battling them? The idea was both daunting and liberating. It was a new way of thinking, one that offered a sense of peace she had never considered before. Sarah focused on the balloon, its bright color a beacon against the stormy sky. She imagined herself as the balloon, her emotions the wind. She breathed deeply, just as she did on calm days. She acknowledged her fear, her anxiety, but she didn't try to fight them. She let them flow through her, like the wind through the balloon's thin skin. As she did, a strange thing happened. The fear didn't disappear, but it lost its power. It was still there, but it no longer controlled her. The storm raged on. But Sarah felt a sense of calm she hadn't expected. She rode the waves, her movements becoming more fluid, more confident. She was no longer fighting the storm. She was sailing through it. The balloon, a distant speck now, was still there, a reminder of the lesson it had taught her. The storm eventually passed, as storms always do. The dark clouds that had loomed ominously on the horizon began to dissipate, and the fierce winds that had howled through the night gradually calmed. The sea, once a churning cauldron of chaos, started to settle into a gentle rhythm. The sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden glow on the now calm water. Its rays danced on the surface, creating a shimmering path that seemed to lead to a new beginning. The warmth of the sun was a welcome contrast to the cold, relentless storm that had just passed. Sarah sat back, exhausted but exhilarated. Her muscles ached from the effort, and her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. Yet, amidst the fatigue, there was a profound sense of accomplishment. She had weathered the storm, both literally and metaphorically. She had faced her fear and come out stronger. The storm had tested her limits, pushing her to the brink, but she had not broken. Instead, she had discovered a reservoir of strength she never knew she had. More importantly, she had learned a valuable lesson. In the eye of the storm, she had found clarity. She realized that the true battle was not against the external forces, but within herself. A lesson about acceptance, about letting go, about finding peace within the storm. She understood that resistance only amplified the chaos, but acceptance brought a sense of calm. Meditation and moments of stillness became her refuge, a way to reconnect with her inner self. From that day forward, Sarah carried the lesson of the balloon with her. The balloon, light and free, symbolized her newfound ability to rise above the turbulence of life. It was a constant reminder to let go of what she couldn't control and to embrace the journey with an open heart. It was a reminder that life, like the sea, is full of unpredictable storms. Each wave, each gust of wind, represented the challenges and uncertainties that are an inevitable part of the human experience. But it's not about avoiding the storms. It's about facing them head-on with courage and determination. It's about understanding that every storm, no matter how fierce, eventually passes. It's about learning to navigate them with grace and resilience. Sarah knew that there would be more storms in her future, but she also knew that she was equipped to handle them. With each challenge, she would grow stronger, more resilient, and more at peace with herself and the world around her.